reunite the cost of zero tolerance and the Trump administration's failure of separating families without a plan to reunite them. This week, new reporting by NBC News revealed lawyers working to reunite families are still unable to find the parents of 545 children. The source of this problem is multifold. One, there was no clear plan to begin with on how to reunite these children with their parents once they were separated. Two, the American Civil Liberties Union reports roughly two-thirds of parents detained have since been deported to Central America. The horrific headline was enough to finally trigger debate over immigration in the last presidential debate Thursday.
Do you have a plan to reunite the kids?
Yes, we're working on it we're trying very hard. But a lot of these kids come out without the parents. They come over through cartels and through coyotes and through gangs.
Now they cannot find over 500 of sets of, and those kids are alone. Nowhere to go. Nowhere to go. It's criminal. It's criminal.
Let me ask
Kristen,
you
I
about
will say this. They went down. We brought reporters, everything. They are so well taken care of.
Trump says we're working on it and we're trying very hard. Not true. Those are words. Where is the action? Where is the plan? Because as NBC News reports, the burden has largely fallen on the ACLU and other pro bono law firms in the 18 months since a federal judge ordered these families be reunited. With me now is Lee Gallant. She is the deputy director of the ACLU's Immigrant Rights Project. Also with me, Julia Ainsley. She's an NBC News national security and justice correspondent. Good to see you both. All right. Lee, Trump makes it sound like he and the government had a plan to bring these parents and match them with their children. Did they actually have such a plan in place?
No, absolutely not. They separated the children. They deliberately separated the children. They kept no records. The federal judge in our case said it looks like the federal government tracks property better than they do children. They had no idea. They candidly admitted in court that it would take them, they wanted up to 2 years because that's how long they thought it might take them to actually match the parents and children. Then they said when we finally got the list of children, we're not going to go look for the parents if they've been deported. We said in court, we will find them. We will get partners to help us find them. So it is us that is looking for them. And as you said, the parents of 545 children still haven't been found.
Yeah, can you just underscore for me how unusual this is for nonprofits to have to step in a function that would otherwise fall to the U.S. government?
Yeah, I mean, I've been doing this work nearly 30 years. This is the worst practice I've seen, and this is the most unusual situation I've seen where the government committed the wrong, is not fixing it, and we're actually paying for it out of our own pockets. It's an unbelievable situation.
Julia, look, there were red flags about this from the beginning, from the start in 2017, about not having a clear plan to reunite these families. But can you connect the dots for us from that initial warning to your latest reporting?
Yes, Alicia. So in 2017, this started as a pilot program mainly in the El Paso sector. And at the time, prosecutors started saying, look, I'm going into courtrooms where judges want to know why I am bringing prosecutions against a defendant who is a mother that is still breastfeeding. My judges and I want to know why we have 11 children under the age of 1 year old that have been separated and why we are choosing to prosecute those parents. And they were told to keep going, to keep prosecuting them. They came up with an age limit. They decided it should be 12. And the reason they came up with an age limit of 12 in the middle of the pilot program, after they've been separating babies for 6 months, they decided that they needed to be able to be old enough to find their own way back to their parents. That's because there was no plan to track these children and have them actually be reunited by the government. They thought that it should fall to the children. Now we can see how hard that is to even think that 12 was the right age when we have lawyers at the capability of Lee Gallant and ACLU and others who can't track down 545 of these parents. How were 12-year-olds or anyone of that age group supposed to find their own parents? And then that advice was actually ignored. When this became a real policy in 2018 as a zero tolerance policy across the border, and they separated over 2,800 families in the span of 2 months, they said, forget the age minimum. Deputy Attorney General Rod Rosenstein said there should be no child too young to be separated from their parent. You should prosecute all parents, regardless of how old their children are. And again, we know that in early May of 2018, they ignored all of the lessons of the pilot program. They knew these families would be separated. They did not have the capability to reunite them in time or to track them. And in a show of hands vote in the Situation Room at the White House, the majority of the president's cabinet raised their hands and said, let's move forward with this policy anyways.
Lee, where is the ACLU on the search for these parents? I mean, how hopeful are you that they will ultimately be reunited with their kids?
Yeah, so Alicia, I think that's the right question. I'm remaining optimistic, just like I remained optimistic that we would find the initial 2,800, and we did. COVID has made it very difficult. That slowed things down, but we will not stop till we find every last parent. The problem is that even once we find them, the Trump administration is saying they can't come back to the United States to rejoin their children. We believe, given what they've been put through, given that almost all of them are in danger in some respects, that they ought to be allowed to come back to the United States to rejoin their children and be given some status. I mean, I think that's the least we can do, given what we've done to these families.
Slug it.
Charlie's my sidekick when it comes to projects around the house. But every once
And that's how you know Esau the devil, man. And a lot of these Latin tribes are waking up to it, you know, and through the spinning power, how about Shemel Shai, we've been bringing this out for the longest. But Slakia, first I can give all praise to you. How about Shemel Shai, by Shem Kakadash? Double honor to the elders and apostles that rule well. And salutations to the brothers that's doing the truth and sincerity. That's why I don't want this phone. I'm trying to keep this stuff brief. Esau is the devil. And a lot of them Latin tribes used to love this devil. You know, they prefer messing with Esau rather than the Lord's their own people, man. You know, and they waking up to it. So, you know, Slakia, they getting what they deserve, man. But I got a couple precepts. This Hosea chapter 4, verse 6, my people are destroyed for lack of knowledge. Because thou hast rejected knowledge, I will also reject thee, that thou shalt be no priest to me. Damn, man. Fucking. That thou shalt be no priest to me, seest thou hast forgotten the law of thy power, I will also forget thy children. Right, and a lot of the separation going on. A lot of the cartels, a lot of it's the cartels, a lot of his FBI agents, a lot of these kids and these adults are being sacrificed, you know. So Esau can help for his agenda, man. And for the simple fact that Jake don't know that Esau is the devil, you know, is what's getting them killed, man. They fleeing from Mexico to come over here with the devil because they think the devil gonna save them. You know, but ultimately what they really came over here for is their judgment, man. And the Lord see what's going on with these Latin tribes and all these secrets. A lot of them worship Satan. Well, actually, if they're in religion, they worship Satan. And a lot of them actually worship, what is it called? The god of death. It's like, let me see if I still got it up here. A lot of them in the witchcraft. A lot of the Latinos in the homosexuality. So they get what they getting. They getting their judgment, man. Ain't nobody getting away from the judgment of Yahweh Shema Shai. And I can guarantee you they still calling on Jesus to save them, which is fucking them up even more. But this is Santa Morte. Let me see. I probably can read just a little bit of it. Damn, man. Slakia. This phone, man. Shit. Oh, Satan. It says Nuestra Senora de la Santa Muerte, often shortened to Santa Muerte, is an idol, female deity, or folk saint in Mexican and Mexican American folk Catholicism, a personification of death. She is associated with healing, protection, and safe delivery to the afterlife by her devotees. Despite condemnation by leaders of the Catholic Church and more recently evangelical movements, her cult has become increasingly prominent since the turn of the 21st century. Right, man. So a lot of Mexicans worshiping this demon, but not only the Mexicans, you got other Latino tribes worshiping this demon, and that's getting them killed. So that's what they get, man. But this next precept is for Esau, because Esau not gonna get away with what he's doing. It's all a part of the elite's agenda, you know. This Isaiah. Damn, man. Slacky, I can't put my hand on the screen for nothing. This is Isaiah chapter 10, verse 1. It says, "Woe unto them that decree unrighteous decrees, and that right grievousness which they have prescribed." So that was an unrighteous decree from the get-go to separate these families, to turn aside the needy from judgment, and to take away the right from the poor of my people, that widows may be their prey, and that they may rob the fatherless. Right, man. It says, "And what will you do in a visitation and in the desolation which shall come from far? To whom will ye flee for help? And where will ye leave your glory?" All right, so ultimately these Edomites that's taking part of helping out this the elite's agenda, a lot of them going to be put to death, you know, when America gets destroyed, you know, and the ones that survive are going to be put in slavery and then put to death, man. They're not getting away with what they're doing. In Psalm chapter 10, verse 2, it says, "The wicked in his pride doth persecute the poor." Right, and the wicked. Who rule in this world, man? The wicked. These Edomites, the devils, man. From the elites on down to the president, to a lot of these congressmen, you know, and the laws that they pass is persecuting Jake, man. Let them be taken in the devices that they have imagined, right? Because the ultimate device is to bring in a new world order. So they need for these tensions and this racial tension to happen. They need for a lot of these prophecies revealing who they are to come to pass, you know, in order for them to fulfill their agenda, you know. This is John chapter 10, verse 10. "The thief cometh not but for to steal and to kill and destroy. I am come that they might have life and that they might have it more abundantly." Right? So the Lord is coming by the way of his prophets to give his people life, but they reject it. So now they got to deal with the thief. And this is Esau track record, man. He ain't come but to steal, kill, and destroy, man. You know? And that's all this devil has been about since he's been on this earth, man. So, but with that being said, call Allah Yahweh Shai, double honors to the elders and apostles that rule well, and salutations to the brothers that's doing the truth and sincerity. Shalom.